Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing how not to lose yourself in a relationship. Sometimes when we get into a relationship with somebody, what we tend to do, not everybody, but what some kind of people tend to do, the people I'm speaking to now, is that we have this habit of losing ourselves in our when we're in a relationship. We dissolve ourselves into our partners and we make their priorities our own priorities, thereby losing our individuality inside the relationship. And I feel that's a very wrong way, of relating with anybody. I feel that's a destructive way of living your life, because you're not going to have a life then. You're going to be living somebody else's life. And as much as you feel that you're helping and you're trying to support your partner, that's not really the optimal way of supporting and helping your partner. Your partner will receive more help and more support if you can maintain your own individual qualities and bring it to the equation. It's supposed to be split down, half and half, 100 to 100 or 50 to 50, 20 20, whatever it's called. You have to bring your own there, and your partner brings his or her own to the relationship, and together you form a very strong, formidable unit. The essence is not to dissolve yourself, it's not to dissolve your boundaries and merge yourself into your partner, thereby losing your own life. So people that do this are, I'm sorry to say, but they have what we call insecurities about themselves. They feel that they need to please people in order to be accepted. People pleasing, it's a destructive habit, because at the end of the day, you start complaining, if anything happens in the future, and even if it doesn't, within yourself, you're going to start complaining that you've never lived your life. And your partner might start seeing you as someone that's nagging or always trying to disturb their own movement towards their own path. So people that do this, they believe they are selfless. They are givers, basically. They are what we call the empaths. But there's a point where you cross, when you've crossed the middle line, and you start going towards the extreme, of people pleasing. You have a tendency to seek approval and validation from your partner, about your own life and things that you're doing. You're going to lose focus on what you're supposed to do and on your own self-awareness. You're going to derail your own destiny and what you're meant to achieve in life. It's always better when you can bring your own unique perspective into a relationship. So you and your partner are meant to rub ideas. It's not meant to be an echo chamber, and whatever one person says, the other person agrees um, and conducts their own life accordingly. So my message today is that you should be independent in a relationship. You should be yourself. And the only way to be yourself is by taking care of your own needs, taking care of yourself, being self-aware, knowing that although you're together with somebody, you still have your own mission, you still have your own vision, you still have your own purpose, you have your own calling, and your partner is also is supposed to bring his or her own knowledge and experience and understanding into your own life and your purpose. And you as well should bring those same your own experiences, your own understanding, and your own knowledge and wisdom of life into their own. So it's like you're going in separate directions, in separate lanes, but towards the same ultimate direction. Um, that's how a healthy relationship should be. Both people are feeding each other, not one person feeding the other. If one person is feeding the other person, the relationship becomes parasitic rather than symbiotic, which is what it should be. So you need to take care of yourself, take care of your own needs, focus on your own goals. Now, for you to do that, you need to know your goals. You need to have a life purpose statement. You need to have a life vision statement, a vision for yourself. Where are you going to? What do you need to be doing every day to get to where you want to go to? Do you even know where you're going to? Do you have a vision for your life? Have you written it down anywhere? Do you recite it to yourself? Do you play it back to yourself in your subconscious? That's the question. Do you know where you're going to? And if you don't know where you're going to, then the world already has a way of taking you anywhere. And as you know already, you're on a path already. It may or may not be your path, but you're going to be on a path because life is a continuous movement. For us to be, our being in itself is a dynamic experience. Every day, as the sun comes up and goes down in the evening, we are moving towards somewhere. So if you don't chart your own path, if you don't create your own destination, then you're just going to follow whatever the program has designed for you to follow. So we need to be creators of our own lives. We're not meant to be spectators. We're not just meant to be looking, and just going with whatever is happening. Yes, we're going to move with the flow, but the essence is for us to consciously create our own vehicles of transportation to a more transcendent experience. It's left to us to create our own meaning, to create our own life story, to create a love story from our lives. We give meaning to our own lives, and that individual aspect is what I'm talking about here. Life is it's an individual race. You came here alone and you're going to live here alone. So you need to understand what you want to do while you're here. You don't have to accept or believe that there's a purpose to anything, but at least you know you're already in this game of life. And if you're in the game, as it is with every game, there's always a goal. So you need to have a goal in mind and then fashion out a process that will take you there, and then focus on the process each and every day. Your 80% or 90% of your focus should be on the day and on what you're doing. You don't need anybody's approval to go where you're supposed to go to. You don't need validation to follow your own heart and your heart's desires. Yes, you can get other people's opinions, which is what it is. You get opinions from other people. You should be open-minded enough to accept constructive criticism. You should be open-minded enough to accept critical feedback from people that know you and people that trust you and people that want to help you, from your support system, from your inner circle. It doesn't mean that you're going to incorporate every single feedback that you get. You have a choice you have a duty, a responsibility to analyze any feedback that's given to you, and to make a judgment as to whether that feedback will be relevant for your evolution at this time, or if it's something you're going to apply later. And as you're making your judgments and your criticisms, you should apply some kind of reasonable rigor, because that rigor, you need to be rigorous, in your appraisal of the feedback that people have given you. There are some that you have to change, and don't be afraid to change them when you get the feedback. If you don't want to change, you need to justify to yourself why you don't want to change and why you're not accepting that feedback. And you just need to make sure that you're not just resisting and trying to stay in your comfort zone or stay in a bubble. Now, I've gotten some feedback, from people, from well-meaning people, very few, about one or two, and I've taken it into consideration. But the part I want to follow, basically, is to be able to speak from the depths of my soul, of my mind. And I want to be able to construct my own unique way of addressing issues. I want to construct my own unique vehicle of understanding, because understanding is not a shared attribute. Understanding is an individual task, and is meant for the individual to do. So I will incorporate that feedback, and I know I'm going to use what the person told me sometime in the future. But I have analyzed it as much as I can, and I believe I'm on the right path for now. I'm just trying to understand what I'm doing, and yeah, that's how it works. So stop the people pleasing. Don't lose yourself in anybody, or in any idea, or in any belief, or in anything at all. Try not to lose yourself. Try to be the observer, of what you're doing. Yeah, so take care of yourself, focus on yourself, have a goal, have a mission, have a purpose. My next video is going to be on how to create a life purpose statement for yourself, and how to create a life vision statement, because your vision is the overarching destination where you want to get to, while your life purpose statement is a breakdown of the vision into into what you hope to do, on a daily basis or on a periodical basis to get to your ultimate vision. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.